Hello, Louis from Spitfire Audio here, bringing you a walkthrough on a couple of free-to-download drum kits with Labs Vintage Drums. Deep in the heart of Brittany, France, the Labs team visited a studio unlike any other, Kerwax, one of the few analog-only studios remaining, where tape, valves and impossible-to-find microphones are used as if time simply stopped in the late 70s. Synonymous with Kerwax is the sound of its drums, a sound vintage by design and unapologetically powerful. The team became obsessed with the idea of creating something special in this space. This Labs contains two analog drum kits, each with acoustically captured and real-time analog treated signals, offering a familiar yet incredibly unique sound palette for all your compositional and songwriting needs. Let's take a look at these kits. Like everything else, we have our expression on the left fader controlling the volume, then the dynamic fader or mod wheel changes the full mix of the drums. With it down, you get a tight, modern controlled sound. Then with the fader up, you get a roomy, acoustic, as-captured sound of the Kerwax space. On the dial, we're able to adjust the reverb, but also the grit, which adds a distortion overlay, crossfading from the naturally captured in-studio sound at 0% to an overly compressed and saturated tailor-made Kerwax signal at 100%. I'll show you just what that sounds like in a little bit. With both kits we've recorded 5 dynamic layers and also 5 round robins, each spread over 2 octaves. The first kit we have is the 1975 kit, a restored Ludwig 1975 kit with a 26-inch bass drum made famous of course by John Bonham and captured using vintage ribbon microphones through a handmade mixing console. Here's all of the sounds in the kit. So you have your kick, rim shot, snare, slightly looser snare, some roughs. We've got a selection of toms and some hi-hats getting progressively more open. Then an open and close hi-hat, hi-hat pedal, then a selection of cymbals. And here's a little groove I put together. I like a good blend of the tight and roomy sounds with maybe 20 to 30% on the reverb. It gives a nice sort of small band feel. Turning both the mod wheel and reverb all the way up, you get a kind of rock band concert hall feel. Just turn those back down. Now I mentioned the grit parameter, which adds an analog distortion as an overlay. Let's hear the groove with that added to it. That distortion really does add a nice gritty signal. And of course, with all of these different parameters, you can fine tune to your liking. The second kit is the Animal Kit, a house kit at Kerwax Studios, featuring unaltered animal hide drum skins, each perfectly maintained by the use of interior heating bulbs, which is kind of funny because the kit sounds warmer than the first. Here's what you get with this kit. So we've got our kick, rim shot, just the one snare with this kit, some roughs, a selection of toms, some hi-hats, progressively getting more open. Then we've got our open close hi-hat, then hi-hat pedal. Then we get 4 cymbals with this kit. And here's a little groove on this kit. And with the reverb and mod wheel turned all the way up, it sounds like this. It's got a nice thud to it. Bringing that down and putting some grit on it sounds like this. It's a nice contrast from the 1975 kit, with a bit more of a raw, dampened, boomy sound. I'm curious what it'd sound like to mix and match these kits as well. Might be an interesting little experiment for you to try. So that about does it. A couple of cool vintage kits. I especially like that grit feature. It's going to come in handy for sure. If you enjoyed the walkthrough, feel free to leave us a like, subscribe, and check out some of the other content on our channel. And of course, make sure you get your hands on Labs vintage drums. It's a banger. See you in the next one.